In my videos, I talked about triangulating. I also have mentioned Ray Dalio using the term triangulate, which I thought is pretty good. He also had the idea of the plan, do, check, act, continuous improvement, similar to Sila Samadhi Panna in Buddhist term. But the Sila Samadhi Panna is deeper, whereas plan, do, check, act is more in the brain. Deeper means connecting to the root and coming up with the wisdom. In any case, triangulating can be seen also in the brain or in our whole existence to find a way to live well. And we are brought on this earth and be alive for unknown law of nature. The science may try to figure out what that is, but whatever the case is, I see it a miracle. And I don't know how you can describe the miracle in science. But I feel, I sense, I live, exist, and I die. I may talk with someone, connect, maybe not. If we connect, that's also a miracle. And the miracle is also about being able to find a way how to live well. If we can triangulate. Triangulate means there are references that we can have. Some are good reference, some are bad reference. The good one, meaningful to live well, we want to have it close to us, and those references that's not good but negative, we want to remember it so that we don't go close to that bad reference related setting that we can avoid. That's what Charlie Munger says. Don't go where you are to die. And to know you're going to die, need lots of suffering and experiences that connect to such a view, idea of where you may die. Because then your miracle end in that miracle of life will be screwed up because of our wrong judgment. So triangulation is important. And I said it may be in the brain, but let's look at the triangulation in the sense of how everything happens in living being. Without the brain, I can conceptualize that they always triangulate which way to go by the temperature, if in the case of the plant, the sun, the rain, nutrition, wind, storm, and some animals kicking you, the plant, broken down the branches. Those are the threat to live. And more we have, or the tree has in this case, good references in their genes and DNA and the way of how things happen, they can live well. They connect to the root, suck up the nutrition, and distribute and find the direction of branches to go forward. So it's kind of like a triangulating. In this case, it's not the brain, but the nature's way, providing way for the plant to live. Or it could be animal, and then it could be us. So when I say we can triangulate in the brain, like Dalio, the case of the investment, we can also triangulate from the nature's way as the tree would find a way to live by having lots of references. And without the brain, we came from that as much as tree has acquired the skill to live without brain. We had that as a base, and extending to that is adding the brain. so that we can live even more suited if we find a way. So the point of the reference is to facilitate that and to make sure that we can evolve, find the path, living individually, collectively. And that's the view I have. And for that to happen, I even wrote a book, Results from the Heart, and the other one, New Shop Flow Management. And in there was a discussion of, let's say, customer-supplier relationship that each of us may have with others. So those are the references in a different scheme that we relate to whatever the setting and the people, for example, in this case, how we relate. So how to live in the society, we have such a notion, and in this case, I was relating to management of the organization so that you can have that relationship customer suppliers and have that picture described even in exhibit. And the funny story I remember is that I think this was 1990s. I think they had my book and I was helping this Spanish company, Visa, a Becker group company in Burgos. I visited altogether maybe 20 times. And one of the exercises was the mini company for each of the element, the unit, whether it's accounting or human resource or production, quality, or from the top level to the shop floor level. They can have the mini company so that they can run their mini company, having the mission, knowing who are the customers and suppliers, which is more important than others, who are the suppliers and how you get the important information, the resources. So you understand sort of like a mini universe of how this mini company functions, and all the mini company in the organization that you set up that way would do that so that it's self-managing their own mini company. And I extend that notion to mini company become mini me, that the individual can run your own mini individual as much as mini company. And in there is the relationship with customer suppliers, but that can be seen also like references and triangulation process that I was talking about. So everyone is doing that, triangulating customer suppliers, the vision, the mission, how to do it, and find the path, and go through plan, do, check, act, or Sila Samadhi Panna, like a tree. We as human can do it as a group, but as individual we can do that. So that's the idea related to Kegon, Avatammasaka Sutra of the Buddhist sutra from thousands of years ago. And Daisetsu thought that's the pinnacle of Mahayana Buddhism, which is oriented to help people, not just one person's own enlightenment. So the notion of this interrelationship of the customer suppliers, or as I call it, triangulated sense of the references, this person, that person, this organization, we are like a neural network of whole society and each individual, and connecting to each other for each element to find the mission, customer suppliers, and Sila Samadhi Panna. I said mini company, mini individual, even to the neurons level or synapses, whatever the element. And that's an interesting idea of how everything is related to each other. But if you are self-centered, and that's the point I wanted to say 5 minutes ago, was that this company in Spain, and the guy was head of the finance, accounting finance, and they run their own mini company, and I visited them one day, And they showed me the customer-supplier relationship. They are at the center, and there are different customers and suppliers, and there's arrows going from the supplier to the customer. So they exhibited that in one piece of paper, which was the assignment I asked for all the mini companies to do. And my surprise was that they're at the center, all the information is coming to them from everywhere, but nothing is going out. They only see themselves as the customer from others, but they are not thinking of how they relate to each other to help them understand cost structure, whatever. There has to have the reasoning of the information coming in and out. So they are missing the whole idea by just thinking that they are the most powerful, important organization that everybody should work for them and give them information without them feeding back what the meaning of that information is for the company to be better. The guy in charge of the department eventually became at the top management, and he's retired. I think he's in the south part of Spain, maybe sailing or something. I remember talking about his future after his retirement. But this company got the European Quality Award in 1993 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So I was talking about triangulation. I was talking about the customer-supplier relationship. I was talking about the references, good or bad, and learn the lesson, and find the vision and mission, figure out how to manage. Self-managing, not to be told what to do, but they have their own willingness, all the way from CEO level, mini company, mini company, individual level, within individual, mini-me, mini-me, to the level of the neuron structure of this and that at the each neuron would have the customer-supplier relationship to connect to each other. So that's my view of Kegon, interpenetration, meaning each has its own unique value to add, but would have help from others for all together for this living being to provide ways to be interested, having fun, energized, to do some contribution and get the help from others and provide the help to others, and therefore as a whole it makes sense. So if you're a self-centered guy, like in the case of the accounting department or finance department, whatever the case may be, it doesn't work. We have to be balanced out. Check and balance. I use the term glass wall management to make the situation visible for everyone. If it's important, make it visible. I'm not going to go into detail. I've written 3 books kind of related to that, empowering people and have a good leadership, go beyond the silo, and also across the organization to help each other. And within each of us do the same. Anyway, one comment about my short video post on triangulation, that he liked that. And in that I was talking that I could be a reference for others as much as I have many references to enrich my life by getting access to the information from, say, Daisetsu Suzuki or Konosuke Matsushita or Thomas Alva Edison, whatever. And we have to help each other. and if you don't like a certain person and it's not part of your customer or the supplier, that's okay. But let's try to be sincere and truthful, to appreciate why we are as we are, what resources we have, and how we manage, how we help each other, how we can help collect the wisdom instead of self-centered way, that each may, if they think they have the free will, and don't think of the rest. It's very narrow-minded. Hopefully, our civilization will go over these difficulties, the hurdles, and the pains that we go through to clarify, develop the glass wall management in place, not the brick wall, and for all to help each other, having fun, triangulate, and live life in a manner that we can connect to our heart and the intelligence coming out of that network of the information, like a synchronization. The awakening can take place for us to find more energy, the reasons to go forward, to live, and have fun in the process. Thank you.